Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Helen if you don't already know me, and I'm doing the Gymshark 66 challenge, and this is my fourth day. It is leg day. Today for breakfast I'm going to eat one bagel and a boiled egg. I'm currently getting ready, as you can tell. Half my makeup's done. I'm dressed in a unicorn onesie with unicorn slippers, and I'm getting ready to meet my friend, so I'm eating before I go so that I don't eat shit when I'm there. Oh, and daylight is not kind to my makeup. Oh well. Finally ready. Well, not finally, I got ready so quickly. So I'm going to Westfield, and on my journey I'm going to do my mascara and my lipstick, which is exactly what I did yesterday as well, which is so gross. And I have packed all my gym kit with me because I was going to go this morning, but my alarm went off at 7 and it didn't happen. But I've got myself with me. I really want to go, so I'm going to make sure I leave my friend on time so that I can. I'm a bit scared. I think all this road's closed. Oh my god. Anyway, yay! Planning on filming a bit more of an intro to my workout, so this is going to be it. So today's workout wasn't actually legs, it was like a glute focus session with just one set of calf raises in it. So this is from Robin Gallant's Glute Hypertrophy program, and I chose to buy hers because a lot of the workout videos that she does on YouTube are science-based, and she's really good at explaining technique and everything, so I know that her workout is designed because of what is scientifically proven to work, rather than someone that just trains and looks good and that's what they do. Like, I don't know, I feel like her program is more legit. There's some other programs that you could buy out there, and even though I'm a personal trainer and good at writing programs and plans for other people, I never get around to writing one for myself. So yeah, this workout I can't really take credit for because it is Robin's design, so I'm going to go through some coaching tips. I will share the reps and sets as well, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this workout. I'm dying. I just had to walk up the stairs out of the gym and my ass is on fire, and then like the glute burnout at the end ruined me. Like, I mean, I barely did anything, to be honest, but I was dead. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this workout and see you after. So as I said, this is Robin's workout, not mine, so I can't take any credit for the design of it, but I'll go through the technique as best I can. So her program starts with prehabilitation and a warm-up, which I think is really good that is included. And the first thing on the prehab list is 5 minutes on a spin bike at a moderate pace. I just used a watt bike. Then you're going into some mobility. I changed the order slightly. So I started with these dynamic leg swings, which are a little bit further down her list. But for me, these are easy to do before you get down to the floor, before you do other exercises. You want to keep your hips and torso as still as possible. Swing just from the hips, and you'll feel a stretch in your hamstring if you keep your leg straight and foot flexed at that top of the movement. You should feel that through the hamstring, and I feel it a little bit into my calves as well. And then it doesn't say it on hers, but I added in side leg swings as well. The first two exercises on the list are squat and reaches and step throughs, and she's included YouTube links to both of these, which I think is really, really good. I changed the order. I did the step throughs first. This is something that I do anyway, and I love it for opening out the hips, and depending on where you're tight, you sometimes feel it more through your hip flexor as well, or through your hamstring and inner thigh of that front leg as well. Just put a little coaching tip just to hold each one for 2 seconds on each stride, which I enjoy. The squat and reach is a 30-second hold, but from the YouTube link, they did kind of move through it, as you can see that I'm doing, sort of reaching forward and stretching through the back, and then also coming back and lifting the chest and opening the knees as much as you can. So the stretch in the hips changes, and then the stretch in the back changes as well. From there, I went into the static glute stretch, which on her list is slightly further down after a couple of activation exercises. But as she also put some activation exercises after it, I thought that I would do it after the static stretching and before I did all of the activation, so I could do the activation exercises together. So there are 4 glute activation exercises in the prehab routine. I actually chose to only do 2 of them. So I did the 2 sets of 15 glute kickbacks and 2 sets of 15 fire hydrants. Here I'm really focusing on keeping my hips as still as possible, and at the top of the movement squeezing my glutes really hard, and trying to initiate the movement, so when my leg is bent and pulled in, trying to get that movement to start from my glutes as well. So just a hell of a lot of concentration, and just body weight. If you focus on squeezing it, you will feel it. For the fire hydrant, you want to think of the same thing, the movement coming from your glutes and your glutes only. So initiating the movement with a squeeze of your glutes, and then at the top squeezing as hard as you can, and really trying not to twist from your hips or your lower back as you do this movement, so isolating the glute as much as possible. There is a side-lying hip abduction on the program, which actually I think I just forgot to do because I'd switched up the order, so I accidentally missed it. But I found after doing 2 sets of the kickbacks and 2 sets of the fire hydrants, my glutes were activated anyway, so it's pretty good. And in total, that took me a little over 10 minutes, which was great. The first leg session I did, the prehab routine, took me a lot longer, so I was relatively happy to shorten it. Alright, moving on to the meaty part of the workout. The first exercise is a high and wide squat press or leg press. The plate-loaded leg press, which I think is what they refer to as a squat press, unfortunately was taken at the time, so I used the leg press instead. So the higher and wider you put your feet, the actually easier it is to keep your weight through your heels and activate and target your glutes. So you want to make sure that as you lower down, you're keeping the weight in your heels and keep pulling your hips back towards the seat. Then when you press up, again, you're pushing through your heels and squeezing your glutes as you go, and especially at the top of the movement as well. Safety and technique-wise, you want to make sure that your knees are as wide as your middle toes. So if your middle toes are pointing out to 5 to 1, then your knees also need to be pointing out to 5 to 1 as well. The next exercise is a cable squat pull through. So I took this to mean like a regular cable rope pull through with slightly more bend in the knees, which helps target the glutes a little bit more than the hamstrings. But as long as you're squeezing your glutes as hard as you can and you can feel the contact in your bum, then you bend your knees as much as you need to target your glutes. So you have 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps building up the weight, and then you have a further 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. So on those final ones, you also hold it at the top in that glute squeezed position. I found I had to take my weight up with every single set because I could always hit that top range of reps, but I wasn't quite hitting the 9 out of 10 RPE that Robin was suggesting in her program. So you want to hit a weight where at the end of the set, that last rep is a struggle, but your form is still good. Not surprisingly, I was knackered after this. I actually did a fourth set instead of 3 sets. So I did 6 sets in total. Well done, me. But I filmed it from this angle just to show that really big, ugly butt squeeze that you need to do at the top. This one is not one that looks pretty, but similar to all your other exercises, squeeze your glutes from the back of the movement and continue to squeeze them throughout. Next up, we have a horrible superset, which I'm really glad is in this program because it's just simple exercises. I find they're never near each other in the gym, so I've never done them as a superset before. So this is a cable glute kickback, 18 to 20 reps. What a horrible rep range. RPE 9, so again, finishing quite knackered. And then supersetting that with the hip abduction machine for 30 reps. So that was relatively horrendous. I found I was having to wait for people for that machine. So it wasn't always in quick succession like you normally would with a superset, and I was walking to the other end of the gym and whatnot. But it was good. It was 4 sets. So you have 18 to 20 reps of your glute kickback and 30 reps of your machine hip abduction. For your cable glute kickback, you want to make sure that that movement, of course, is coming from your glutes and your glutes only. I found this cable machine I enjoyed. It had a handle either side of the actual cable stack, the cable pulley, so I was able to hold on with both hands wide, which meant I felt like my supporting leg didn't burn quite as much. And actually, I did this last week. I actually put a box in front of me and just leant on a box with both hands, and that also helped. So yeah, if you have trouble with your supporting leg absolutely dying, then just change where you're putting your supporting hands, because I found that has helped me a lot. On the hip abduction machine, where I would normally say go very slow, I think you can go slightly faster when you have 30 reps. As long as you are initiating the movement with your glutes rather than just thinking push my knees wide, as long as it's a squeeze of your glutes, then you can't go wrong. And 30 reps is horrible. So I think too slow is almost completely impossible. Normally I sit up as tall as possible when I do these as well, but towards the end of the set when I was just dying, I found like I just had to lean on something. Next on the program is Roman chair calf raises. I actually did these on the edge of a power plate, but it was really, really busy and awkward to film. I only did 2 sets of 15, whereas on here it's 3 sets of 30. But no, my calves were absolutely dying, and they still hurt today. This is 2 days later. So I moved on to an optional glute burnout. I did 2 sets of 15 just body weight glute bridges on each side, and I was dead. It's so many sets and reps. It took me 1 hour and 20 minutes. It doesn't seem like that much from the video, I don't think, but it's a long workout and my glutes were just dead. I spent quite a long time just lying on the floor afterwards, to be very honest. So this is what I did for my glute burnout. It's all I could manage, and I don't think I did this very well either. So yeah, this I think it's enough. But if you need more, then I've got loads of other glute videos, so I'll link them down below if you want a little bit more inspiration. As always, I would recommend a really good stretch. I was completely done, to be honest. So I just chose to do this kneeling upright pigeon pose glute stretch on the power plate. I just did 30 seconds on each side, but I really tried to pull my hips as square as possible and push my knees down. I'm itching my nose because the power plate just really makes my nose itch, to be honest. But I recommend doing a slightly longer glute stretch, which, if it's useful, I will get a glute stretch / loosening video up at some point. But the pigeon pose that you did at the beginning and any of the dynamic stretches from the beginning will help as well. It doesn't just have to be static stretches. And then foam rolling your glutes is dead useful as well. And that, however, is going to finish this video. Actually, I will see you in my next one, which is a Christmas Gymshark haul. Yay! Please leave any comments or feedback down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Stay happy and healthy, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.